Good evening. Welcome to another perturbed episode of Diatribes from the voice of Doom. Now here's your pernicious and persnickety host, voice of Doom. Definitely a Lennon song. I know it's a bunch of Beatles in a row, but I think about bumper music and I figure that is a very good song. I'm sorry. Can't buy me love, and he's gonna get no love. It's time to get mad again. But I'm not gonna get that mad. I'm gonna talk about a bunch of different things and probably not very coherently. When I was in first grade, I read Aesop's Fables, and one of the fables was about this man who had a cartload of things, probably all of his worldly belongings, plus whatever valuables he may have, and he had a son. And he was walking along the road with his donkey pulling the cart, and they were walking to wherever. Passes somebody and the person says, "That's stupid. Why do you make the kid walk when there's room on the cart for him?" So the man puts the kid on the cart and they walk along. Next guy goes that he sees says, "Look at that, will you? That's youth for you today. The father has to walk while the kid is riding." So he takes the kid off and he gets on. They keep going for a while and somebody else says, "That is horrible, making his poor little kid walk." And it goes on. Meets another guy. First he puts the kid on with the cart with him, and they're both riding. They ride on some more, and the next guy says, "That's horrible. Look at how you're abusing that poor donkey. It's pulling all your goods plus you and the kid." So the guy takes the donkey and puts it on the cart, and the whole thing falls into the river. That is Petri dish. He's trying so hard to fix things, as I said in the last two episodes. He's fixing it again. And he's Wile E. Coyote because he just can't get it right. And not only can he not get it right, but he makes everybody pissed off at him by getting it wrong. "I promised my constituency that I would forgive all student debt. Just get rid of it all. It's a real fair concept. But I can't do that. Well, we can give everybody $10,000 who has a student loan out. That's real fair. Many people owe hundreds of thousands of dollars. They might owe $150,000. Take $10,000 off. Oh, gee, thanks. Not only take me 30 years to pay this off." Many people probably just paid off their loan, and they're going, "That really sucks." And there's a few people that are going to go, "Biden is my hero. I love him. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get to the polling station because I can't read the directions on my thing." So that's what he won over. You know, it's unfair on so many levels. I'm not going to belabor it. It's a ridiculous thing he did. It was totally the wrong thing. He should have done nothing. Who does he think he's going to win over in the midterms? The TikTokers? Come on. "I'm going to go vote in the midterms because of this thing." Now, first of all, Petri dish has no authority to do what he's doing, although he will find the authority, and that's why we will be in a state of emergency until we all die. I guarantee you that. You will not lift the state of emergency that the pandemic caused, because it's too convenient to use as a means to circumvent the proper procedures. We call it an emergency. This is an act under this law. We have $2 billion dollars here. Let's give it to these guys. It's a COVID stipend for you, so you can use on giving more money to the teachers union. Now, what was I saying? I'm losing my train of thought. He has no authority to spend money. The power of the purse belongs to Congress. It should properly be put through legislation and let Congress decide how much money to give some people for their loan. Now I'll just tell you right now, I went to college at the University of Hawaii in Hilo. It sounds like it's probably just some podunk university with thatched huts. But we were a pretty good university, and we were renowned for astronomy because we had 2 telescopes up on Mauna Kea, and it gave us a lot of data. We were big on agriculture, and we were big on geothermal stuff, trying to use the volcano and the pressure on the island to try to make energy. But I went to get a music degree now. I was only doing it for fun. I didn't think I'd get anything out of it except maybe start a band and be able to compose music on paper. I wanted to know how to write those notes. So I started taking the classes, and it was harder than I thought. Excuse me. It was much harder than I thought. But I was in a time of my life when I could give it more of my attention rather than when I was 18, just out of high school, 17, partying a lot. I really didn't want to go to this big old university in Honolulu, Manoa. It was big auditoriums and the classes were huge, and I didn't really feel it. When I went back and I had a goal to Hilo, it was great. Now, the biggest class I was ever in probably had 20 people in it. So we got a lot of special attention. And our professors, especially in our major, we knew them. We could go to their office and they talked to us, and it was all very chummy. They knew us because there was only like 3 music students, maybe 5, I don't know. I was the only one that persevered. There was some that were good singers, some were good instrumentalists, some were good at the classwork, but there was none that could do it all. And especially at the classwork, because people were asleep all the time. They were, for whatever reason. But I had a history professor when I took 151, and not the alcohol, but history 151. And he was cool. I liked him. He was a real codger. He was a World War II vet, right of Attila the Hun, and he just loved talking about how he hated everybody. He hated the Germans, he hated the Russians, he hated the Poles. And he was great fun because he was serious. He was a gruff guy. He wasn't tongue-in-cheek. He would not last 10 seconds in the university system today. He wouldn't even be able to get on campus. Now, to put a long story short, I pay about $2,500 for college per semester. You see how much money I wasted? No, I'm joking. I paid $2,500 for 4 years of college, including the books. It was $75 a semester for the first 2 years and $150 for the second 2 years. The books cost an average of $120 to $150 a semester. They were expensive back then. They had a big rip-off thing going on with the books. They'd sell it to you for $30 and buy it back for $1.50. Now, I'm just illustrating that I didn't put myself into hock to go to college, and I did get a Pell Grant or got some loans here or there. One time, I was a junior, and I'm trying to work and do everything else and pay bills and pay my share of the rent and you know, what everybody else has to do while going to college full time and, you know, working and playing gigs, which didn't hardly pay anything. So I ran into times when I had no money, and I'm like, I have to pay my tuition, and I have nothing. Went to my dad. I need $150. Could you loan me $150 to get signed up? He didn't have it, and I think he felt bad about it, but he didn't say I'm sorry. He didn't want to admit he couldn't give me $150. So he just said, well, I guess you'll have to drop out after 2.5 years of college. And just drop out over $150. So I went and talked to one of the professors in the music department and I said, I don't have any money. And he said, oh, here. Wrote me a check and gave it to me and said, this is from a grant that I got from some people. And it said, give it to somebody who needs it. Simple as that. So I got off easy. I got my degree. I was the first music major from the University of Hawaii, Hilo. So I can say I did that much. But the reason I'm telling you all this is because it'll tie in with my history of music. So you know some background. I don't have to go back over that. Because I'm going to do part 3 real soon. But I wanted to get back to Petri Dish and his utter failures. His latest failure is he tried to fix something again and he made everybody pissed off. I mean everybody. The only people that aren't pissed off at him are the sycophants that will agree with everything he does because they think if they agree with everything he does, that'll get him votes from the Dems who are brain dead, deluded morons. And they think they know stuff too. That's the real annoying part about it, is they'll talk to you like I'm the guy that doesn't know anything. TikTok, been watching it. I mean not on it, just watching commentaries, and it's very depressing, and they've taken the fun out of being a cross-dresser. They've really made it feel like I don't want to do it anymore, because now I'm being vilified, and I thought I was on the fringe. I was all worried about everybody vilifying and reviling me, and I'd have to kill myself, and now it turns out that I'm part of the mainstream, and I'm not even part of it because I don't fit their mold. I don't want to change my body radically, not with surgery. And I've had 2 kids. I'm cis-sexual. I don't know what the hell I call it. I like women. So, sue me. I have always liked women, and I will continue to like women. I think they're the greatest. Like their shape, like their smell, like their texture. So, I'm sorry, I can't go along with you have to go all the way. I like to dress up in dresses once in a while and put makeup on, so what? That doesn't mean, well, you better be authentic. Do it all the way and be whatever. But you're saying you can be whatever you want. You can go this way or that way or this way. Well, not you. Because you're an old conservative cross-dresser transvestite. And we find that distasteful. You don't fit our group. And I've come to the conclusion that this TikTok thing, people are nuts, yes, that goes without saying, but they have all these secret societies now, and they have all these people that are on the fringe, and they probably have always been with us. Little societies, we're in our own little clique, we're in our own little world, we're in our own little, conclave in Utah somewhere with my 10 wives. People have different lifestyles. Now we have a damn mechanism to let everybody show everybody everything. And that's why we're in the mess we're going to be in today. The conflagration can't come too soon. But it's always been there. It's just now we're seeing it with mass communication. You see what's happened? So I said nothing, but I think I said something. I'll leave it there. I just wanted to make a comment on that idiotic, stupid, it's one more stupid thing that Petri Dish has done, which we'll do a recap at the end of the year, and we'll go through the first 2 years, go through each failure one by one. Afghanistan, inflation, gas, Ukraine, the student loan, many other things. We'll have fun with that. So we'll leave it there. I don't even know what I'm going to call it. Maybe Can't Buy Me Love. Pretty boring. All right then. Bye.